Hello, class. Today we're going to talk about the syllabus. I'm going to show you how to get onto the syllabus here on Canvas. If you go to the home page, you'll see modules. You'll be able to get to the syllabus on the modules page. Here on the navigation center right here on the left-hand side, if you're using a computer, it may be somewhere else if you're using your phone or if you're using a tablet. If you go to that navigation screen, you're going to see syllabus, and you can click on syllabus from there. You can also click on it through the modules. So this is the syllabus, and you might have questions about what a syllabus is. So that's what I'm going to answer, and I'm going to go through it with you today. Basically, a syllabus is a kind of contract between you and me, your professor. There are helpful basic foundational things that are written on here that may help you for the course. So things like, what are my office hours? Where is my office? How do you get a hold of me? What is the attendance policy? What are the major due dates or the major grades that are here for the class? There's a lot of that kind of information. It's a contract because basically it's lays out the framework of the class, all of the things that I'm asking for in terms of your participation in the class, attendance policies, things like that. It's also a contract on the other side. I'm not going to be adding new stuff to this, like a new book or anything like that mid-semester. What you see here is pretty much what you get for the course. And you can use this if you have questions about due dates, if you have questions about grades, etc. So I'm going to go through this and just kind of show you what the course is about and talk a little bit about the different parts. I might not go into detail for every single part. I want to keep this as short as possible, even though usually in-person class, it takes a lot longer. But I'm going to go through it. And if you have questions, the best way to get a hold of me is through my office hours. Come and see me. I have a Zoom office hour on Thursdays, and I have in-person office hours Monday through Wednesday. So you can come and see me during those times. You can drop in on my Zoom office hours. So the class is English 1000 43829. This is fall 2025. This is an online asynchronous class. Online asynchronous class basically means that you can, within reason, within the due dates and the assignment dates, you can read and look at all of the information for the class, listen to and watch my lectures online at your convenience, your time. It's very helpful if you have a very busy schedule and you have work hours that are during normal kind of business day hours. People take online courses for all sorts of reasons. The biggest reason usually is for convenience. So this should be a more convenient way to access the information. It doesn't mean that it's easier in terms of due dates and things that are due, assignments, those kinds of things. So just bear in mind that that's part of it. This is a reading and composition class. I'll read a little bit more about it in a few minutes when I get down to that area. This is a 4-unit class. It gives you 4 units for the semester. The completion with a C or better grade, it gives you 4 units. Those are transferable units. Those units are transferable everywhere around the United States. Pretty much, if you take this class here, you do not have to take the introductory English composition class if you transfer over to a 4-year university. Or if you go to another community college and you've taken this, this is the 4-unit entry-level composition class that you're going to want to take. So it's reading and composition. Basically, you'll be doing quite a bit of both. And it's 4 units. So online, asynchronous, you don't have to come to a specific time or day to get the information. I upload usually on Tuesday mornings. I upload the next week or the next 2 weeks worth of work. and lectures and material under modules. That's how you'll be getting that information. Usually Tuesday mornings, about 9 to 10 a.m. Okay, so Mondays, I usually am in class all day and I'll upload it, the week's work, probably either that evening or Tuesday morning. So basically look for it on Tuesday mornings. It's a really good time also to look at your announcements and your email. Every Tuesday morning, make sure that you're doing a weekly check-in, that you're checking all of your stuff, especially for the class. Because when I upload stuff, usually that's when I'll upload any announcements that are necessary. Though, and let me be clear about this, I can add announcements at any time. Most of the time, an announcement will be number one, an office hour that I'm offering and saying, hey, come to my office hour. I'm here. I'm available online. Sometimes I do that. Announcements a lot of times are giving extra or new information that may not show up under your modules. So I might say, hey, I found this really good video that helps you with first page format or MLA composition. MLA citations or quotations. I'll upload those kinds of things on our announcements. The other thing that you're going to find under announcements are options for doing some extra credit. I don't offer a whole lot, but if I do, it's usually to go to an event on campus, and I'll upload it only through announcements. You won't see it pop up necessarily in your modules. You might see it as an assignment and it'll just say extra credit, but the information is usually found under the announcements. So I would get into the regular checking of announcements and emails, definitely on Tuesday mornings, and just like look for them whenever you're logging on and you're checking your work or you're checking assignments or feedback. My name is Miss Baca, Marisol Baca. You can call me Miss Baca, Professor Baca, or Marisol. Either one is fine with me, as long as you're calling me something with reference to my actual name. So just calling me teacher is not probably very appropriate. Please refer to me as Miss Baca, Professor Baca, or Marisol Baca, or any of those is totally fine with me. All right. So there are lots of different ways to contact me. You have two main ways to contact me. These are the ways that I will get back to you very quickly. I check my email. I have two emails, marisol.baca@fresnocitycollege.edu, and my Canvas email. Those are separate emails. So if you email me on my Canvas email, I may not get it on my other email. That's not a huge deal because I check both of them, one after the other, multiple times during the day. And especially during my office hours, I'll check them and then get back to you within the office hour time period. If it's off times, like in the evenings or at night, I may not check it until the next morning. So just be aware that I do check them, but if it's in an off time, I may not get back to you right away. If it's during office hours, I'll get back to you right away within a few minutes of seeing the email, because I'm right there looking at your emails and waiting for you to jump on Zoom or come into my office. So that's my first way, getting a hold of me through my email. Either email is fine. Number two, office hours. Those are the other really good way of getting a hold of me. I hold in-person office hours in my office, which is in FO2 in the Humanities Building. The Humanities Building is on the east side of the campus, and it's closer to the older Math and Science Building, the Art and I forget what it's called, Art and Home Economics or House Economics building. All of those are right by the Yokuts Plaza. My office is right there in the Humanities Building and next to the Language Arts. So come and see me during my office hours. Mondays, 12 to 12:50 p.m. Tuesdays, 12 to 2 p.m. Wednesdays, 12 to 12:50 p.m. And Thursdays on Zoom, so you don't have to come to a regular in-person office hour. You can jump on my Zoom on Thursdays, 11 to 12 p.m. And you can just click the link that you see here, which is a Zoom meeting link. If you click on it, it'll bring up the Zoom pop-up menu, and you can click on that and make sure that you have Zoom on your phone or on your computer. It's free. You should not be paying for Zoom. It's free, especially if you're using it through Canvas. It'll be easy to do. All right. The other way to get a hold of me is the third way, and it is definitely a slower way to get a hold of me, even though it's a phone number. So my phone number on campus is 442-8201, and my extension is 8184. That goes directly to my office, and it's my specific voicemail. So you can leave a message, and I'm the only one that's going to get that message. If you have a question or you want to bring up something that is, like, let's say you're sick and you don't want everybody to know about it, it goes just to my email and to my message to my phone. So I get it, but I may not respond to you right away because I might not be in my office. If you ask me to call you, I may or may not be able to, depending on if I get the message on my email. Sometimes the transcript doesn't have anything on it. So please, if you call me, send me an email as well, if you can. Okay. And those are the major ways to get a hold of me. Let's talk a little bit about this class. English composition, or what used to be called English 1A, it's the same class as a regular English composition class. We just have a new name for it. That's the only thing that's changed. And it's English C1000. So that should show up or pop up in the new syllabus. And I'll make any changes that I can so that it says C1000. That's the class you're taking, not necessarily 1A, although they were the same class. 1A just changed to C1000. Okay, so this class is a class that everybody has to take. It's an English composition and reading class. Basically helps you with your comprehension skills, your critical thinking skills. It helps you with your writing skills and your reading and note-taking skills. Those are all things that we work on, especially a skill that I didn't say, and that is research. A lot of your research, citations, quotations, MLA format, different types of style formatting is covered in this class. You'll be challenged with learning it and adopting it and using it in this class and in other classes, so that you're ready for upper division coursework and other courses that are going to ask you to do research, use quotations, use other sources in your essays and your writing, period. So it's helpful in that way. Across the board, like I said, this is a transfer level class. That means that you can transfer and use this class, whether you're going to a university, a four-year university, or transferring over to another community college or private university, whatever you're doing. This class will work for that entry-level English class. It still comes as a shock to realize that I don't write about what I know. I write in order to find out what I know. This is Patricia Hampel from Memory and Imagination. And this class is all about that. It's all about really trying to figure out, how do I organize material? How do I correctly cite and quote from other sources? How do I compile something into what looks like an academic essay? That can be really daunting for a lot of people. And it's daunting for a number of reasons. Number one, sometimes we don't really know what we're writing about until we finish it. If you've ever had that feeling in another class where you're writing something and you finally really get it when you turn in your final paper, that's the feeling I'm talking about. You really learn a lot more about yourself and your subjects when you've done the research process and you've really acquainted yourself with material, reading material, taking notes on that material. This class is helpful in getting you used to doing that and doing that over and over again. That's why I use that quotation by Patricia Hampel. And it's a really great quotation. It's a really great essay called Memory and Imagination. In this class, so it says, welcome to English 1A. We're going to work on our writing, communication skills, develop essays, use research and critical thinking to discuss topics that are engaging, academic, challenging, and helpful in relating to and understanding our world. All of the working content in this course will help you to learn how to better communicate through writing. This syllabus sets the stage for what you will be thinking about, working through, and learning in the next 18 weeks. My goal as your professor is to provide lessons and content to help you to reach that goal. I'm here for you. Okay, so that's my number one job, is to help you through this course, to teach you tools that are necessary, and also to kind of bring in topics and ideas that will challenge you and are interesting. They're definitely interesting to me, and hopefully they'll be interesting to you. And that's a big part of the critical thinking, working through these problems with your own goals, issues, and challenges. I'm here to help you through it. So the more contact we have, the better it's going to be for both of us, and the better you're going to feel after getting out of this class. Oh, I can do this. I was challenged with it, but I am able now to organize my ideas into a thoughtful essay. And that's what this class is. So that's why I say I'm here for you. This is all about our work together, and also with other students, because there's quite a few of you in here. It's a completely filled class. That's what I want us to do, is to try and bridge all of these challenges and ultimately learn by working together and working with me to get it done. Yeah. So by the end of the semester, you're going to gain experience by writing an analytical essay, a personal narrative essay, which is the first one, as well as a fully developed research essay, and a lot more other stuff other than that. Okay. Required texts. The book that you're going to be reading is called Big Chief. It's by John Hickey. It's a brand new book, and I'm really hoping to get some interesting stuff out of it. It's a discussion of all sorts of things that are pretty relevant right now, since it was just published. And but its focuses on American Indian and the American Indian experience, being a person of mixed ethnicities and cultures, but also it's a book about politics and the issues surrounding the gambling casinos and Indian gaming casinos, which is really interesting to me. Might be interesting to you. That's the book we're going to be reading. You won't be reading it until the end of the semester, but I do suggest grabbing it. You can read it in any format you'd like. You can read it as a physical book, or you can download it online from Kindle. I don't know if there are any PDFs or other ways to get around buying the book. It's not a very expensive book, but make sure that you get it. The other things that you're going to be reading this semester are going to be all handouts. The handouts are on Canvas under modules. There are quizzes, there are assignments, there are many things that are associated with those readings online, so please make sure that you're keeping up with them on a weekly basis. Like I said, I usually upload about a week ahead of time, so you'll be able to see the next week's readings. If it's a larger reading or a bigger unit, then I'll open up a few more weeks for you to look through and kind of gather your information. That's really helpful, but it can be overwhelming for some students. So follow along on a weekly basis, and it should be helpful to not kind of like get yourself overwhelmed by the amount of information that I'm providing. So just to let you know, that's the way I work. Attendance. This course relies on weekly assignments, discussions with your professor, me, and discussions with one another. Your attendance is based on being present on Canvas, actively participating in discussion boards, and turning in assignments on time. Not being present in discussions Assignments or page view analytics will result in weekly absences, and 2 weeks worth of absences may result in you being dropped from the course.